Hey guys, welcome back to the Conquest Racing Clubs. Today we're going to do an unboxing of a Amg Gt3. This is one of my favorite cars from Carrera, and I love all the liveries, but the particular one that we're looking at today is the 2018 Akka Expedition. So let's get to it. To have a good look at this vehicle, we have to take it out of its packaging. To do that, we have to remove the top of the jewel case from the base. So you can tell this is a Carrera Digital car very simply because most Carrera Digitals have a blue base to them, and they have a mirrored finish on the back here that says Digital 132nd. So that indicates this is a digital car. To remove the top of the jewel case from the base is very simple. There's two tabs on either side. There's one tab here, which I've already cut open. And on the other side, there's a second tab as well, which you can cut open. Once you do that, you can slide off the top of the jewel case from the base. And on top of that, there's normally a clamshell which protects the spoiler during shipping. And this clamshell normally has a stamped indication of what vehicle it belongs to. All right, so now we got the vehicle on its base. You can have a look at its livery very clearly. The base itself has two things. It has the official sticker from the manufacturer of the vehicle, so in this case it's Daimler. And on this side it has a plaque that tells you about the car itself. So this is the Mercedes AMG Gt3. This is the Akka Expedition. This is car number 87. So once again, like I said, Akka Asp started running GT3s in 2016. The 2018 campaign, which this livery belongs to, was one of the most successful campaigns that they've had. In that year, they won the Drivers' Championship, the Silver Cup Series. They won the overall team, and they came second in the Endurance Cup as well. So pretty successful. In order to remove this car from its base, on the underside you'll find the screw. So normally I just hold the vehicle and we undo the screw. All right, so here we go. Here's the car in its full glory. We're going to put it under the lights and we're going to have a detailed look at this livery, and we'll be back with that. Alright, let's take a look at this livery. This is the 2018 Akka Asp livery. This is car number 87 that was run that year. You can see that the car is predominantly red, black, and white. We start at the front here. Typical of GT3s, it has a lot of aerodynamics. So there's two canards right above the front splitter. There's an air intake right here, which is highlighted with this yellow accent color. Above that is the front fascia, which has got the three-pointed star, which is typical of Mercedes. And then as we sweep across the hood, which you'll notice that the hood takes about 1/3 of the vehicle, you get onto all the logos. So you have the Specialized logo, the Akka Asp logo, then you get this big air intake at the top of the hood, and then we go to Burtone and the MB Tech logo. Akka Asp is a French company, so you do see the French flag right here on the top of the vehicle on the hood. Sweeping up, we go into the front windshield. On top of the windshield is the Blancpain banner. And then going into the hood, we get a predominantly black hood with the number 87 in the black Blancpain sticker that puts on most of the GT3 cars. As you sweep around to the back, you'll see that it has a clear window that you can look into the car. There's nothing really going on here. You can just see the end of a roll cage going through there. And then we swoop back right into the rear wing. So the rear wing has the Minerva Oil logo on it, and that ends up at the back of the vehicle. So we have side exhaust both on the passenger and the driver's side, so double side exhaust. And then the passenger side and driver side are mirror reflections of each other, so I'll just go through the one When you look at the driver's side of the vehicle, you get the air ducts right on top of the wheel. You have these nice matte black wheels, and if you look closely, and I'll take detailed shots of this, you'll actually see the calipers, the brake calipers, and the brake discs right through the wheel there, which is really nice touch from Carrera. You have the air duct bring air out of the vehicle right behind the front wheel arch, and then we sweep across. You get the Blancpain numbering system right there, which is car number 87. You have the BLS decal, and then you have the Minerva oil M right in the white there, and the Minerva oil right there. And then we go into the rear fascia, rear wheel, which is the matte black once again, and we again get the detailing of the brake calipers and the brake discs. You'll see that this has a side exhaust system, which is also mirrored on the passenger side, so it's got dual side exhausts on either side of the vehicle. As we sweep across to the back, you'll see that we have the rear diffuser. Right on top of it is the Minerva oil logo, and it's a nice, I call it the bubble butt of the Mercedes-Benz, which is, to me, I really like this kind of look on vehicles. I like speedtails, so this is, right down that alley. Yeah, so that's a look at the livery. We'll do a tear down and look at the chassis now. Alright, to get into this vehicle, there's 4 screws here that you have to back out, which I've already done here. Once you do that, I'm going to put the car back down on here. You can pretty much release the top of the vehicle. Right, so that allows us to have a really close look at the interior of this vehicle. So as you can see, you can just see the driver in there. He's got a yellow and red helmet on. He's also cut off just above the waist, I think. You can just see a couple of details in the cockpit. I'm not too sure what they are, but they just look like a little bit of, I guess, computerized systems in there. You get to see the silver roll cage that goes right across the vehicle here, and a little bit of the silver roll cage in the back here. So that's the top, and that's the interior. Pretty standard for Carrera. Moving along, we're looking at the chassis now. It's a typical Carrera chassis. We got the guide pins right here. We got the front LEDs that'll sweep back into the digital chip, which goes into the motor. This is a standard Carrera motor. It has a 10-tooth pinion and a 28-tooth spur gear here. And then we go back into the rear LEDs. So very simple, 4 screw holes right there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we get to look at the brass bushings here. So typically before you run this vehicle, there's a couple of things that I recommend you do. I normally drop a little bit of oil into there so that the axles can run freely within the bushing without getting any run smoothly, right? So yeah, the other thing I'd like to do, and it's not really necessary when it comes to plastic gearing, but when we have brass and aluminum gearing, I normally put a little bit of silicone gel in there to allow for smooth rotating. The other thing that I would recommend is cleaning up and trimming the tires in order to get a good run. But for our next run on our track, we just leave it as stock. The only thing that I will do before I run it on stock is I will spread out the braids here so that we get nice even contact with the crack. From the bottom here, you can also see this polarity switch that can switch from analog to digital. We get the little LED that allows it to run as a digital car. We get a little bit of details about the vehicle, so it just says, I believe it says Mercedes AMG right there, GT3. And then we get the magnet system. To remove the magnets is very simple. You just pop off the axle right here, and you should be able to push the clips here and remove the magnet. Yeah, so that's a typical Carrera chassis. It's easy to put back. Just drop the body on. Okay, once the body's on, just put the 4 screws back and we can run another track, and that's what we're gonna do next. Alright, as we wrap up this unboxing and review, my final thoughts on the vehicle are as follows. I love this car. I love everything about this body styling, everything about this car in general. I really enjoy it. Do I like this livery? It's a little bit too busy for my taste, but it is such an iconic car for the 2018 season, so it's great to have in my collection. I do have other Amg Gt3s that have a little bit more subtle effects, and they're just valuable to me as part of my collection. Will I race this car? Definitely. I will probably tune it. I'll probably put more tires on it and get it onto the track in the next club events. We'll see what's coming up. But for now, as we look at the performance of this vehicle, going onto our website where I keep all the stats for this vehicle. So if you want to know, this is conquestgamingclub.com. I'll put a link in the description below. And you can also follow us on Instagram to get more, updated information as I keep on posting. But this car did a 4.169 around my track. It's really fast. It actually beat the C6R race car that I had. But I did take a second attempt with that race car. I cleaned up its tires and put it back on track, and it did a blistering 3 point something on the track. We can actually see it on the leaderboard here. So if we look at the leaderboard right now, in terms of standings, the Mercedes is now, in part of the digital lineup. It's the second fastest car that I have put on my track so far. So from a stock perspective, it is absolutely phenomenal. It sounded really good on the track as well, so I think with very few modifications can be a really quick car. So that concludes my review of this vehicle. I thought it was a phenomenal vehicle, but what are your thoughts? Let me know. Give us comments below. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, guys, stay safe and have fun on rails. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.